If you're not doing Nexus missions at all, you may be missing out on all kinds of items that can only be obtained via Quicksilver, and Quicksilver can be obtained almost exclusively via Nexus missions. What can you get? Decorations, base parts, appearance modifier options, and more. Oh, and the Living Ship storyline starts with an item you obtain via Quicksilver, and the game won't tell you this. GoodGuysFree here with plenty of details about Nexus missions, from when to start all the way to mission types and ways to obtain more Quicksilver. So let's get started. First things first, what are Nexus missions? In short, they are short-term storylines that can give you something structured to do, and some rewards which are sometimes relevant more than other times, but there are also missions that provide Quicksilver. Quicksilver is another currency in the game, which can be obtained via these missions, and there's almost no other way to obtain it. If you go to the Quicksilver companion, you can see all the things that you can buy with Quicksilver. These are quite varied. So why do these missions? You mean other than you want some of these items and you can't get them otherwise? Well, the rewards can be useful, especially at early stages of the game or early stages of the save file if you're starting a new save file. Why do some players shy away from these missions? Well, the game kind of gives you the impression that you need to do this in multiplayer, and many players do not want to do any multiplayer stuff. So why not do them solo? No reason really, except in early stages, some of the missions can be quite challenging. Missions can take you to extreme weather planets or even to planets with aggressive sentinels or fauna. Those are annoying, but let's be honest, it doesn't take very long until you're strong enough to tackle anything. So if you try a mission and see that it's too much for the stage you're in, just fly back to the anomaly and abort the mission. Easy does it. I'll go into more details towards the end of the video. Alright, first there are two main types of missions: Quicksilver missions and regular missions. Quicksilver missions have two subtypes: normal, netting you 400 Quicksilver, and weekend missions, netting you 1,800 Quicksilver. The normal ones appear once per day rather than once per week, and you can stack up to 3 missions. Yep, if you come to the Nexus and see this, 3 Quicksilver logos, it means you can do 3 regular Quicksilver missions back to back. And after that, you'll see just 4 normal, non-Quicksilver missions on the board. And after you do one mission, you'll see only 2 of these. Now, the icon on top of the Nexus means there is a weekend mission ongoing, and you haven't done it yet. So what is it with the Living Ship storyline? Well, this storyline starts when you buy a Void Egg in the Anomaly's Quicksilver companion and leave it in the inventory. I don't want to spoil you anything, but since the game never tells you this, if you didn't know this already, nobody would tell you if you didn't ask. But you heard some people can gift you a Wraith Living Ship, like on my Discord. Yeah, and if you don't do the Living Ship storyline, most of the special modules that you need to upgrade your Wraith, they won't start dropping for you. And even if you go to a location where somebody found a gorgeous looking living ship crashed, all you will see is a normal crashed ship. I said almost exclusively via doing Nexus missions, right? Why almost? Simple. There's one type of space encounter that will give you a trace amount of Quicksilver: condensed stellar ice. It is super rare and gives something between 30 and 100 Quicksilver. Not a method that you can use to farm Quicksilver. However, if you have a Corvette ship and you install the mission radar, the daily Quicksilver missions do appear on it, but the weekly missions do not. Actually, I am not sure the mission radar missions are the same. Let me know in the comments what you find. But I also said something about ways to obtain more Quicksilver, no? Sure, first and easiest method is to run the missions on multiple save files. While you can't transfer Quicksilver from one save file to another, any decoration, base parts, appearance modifier items, blueprints that you obtain via Quicksilver will automatically be available in every other save file, including ones you didn't start yet. So buying the item in one save file gives you the item in every other save file. Another thing you can do, and this is only when there's an expedition running, and you started your expedition from the Anomaly's expedition terminus, i.e. not a new save file for the expedition, you can do the mission in the expedition, then use the expedition terminus to pause and return to the main save file, do the same missions, and then go back to the expedition. All the Quicksilver you obtain during the expedition will be added to your main save file when you finish the expedition. Alright, let's talk about specific missions and how dangerous they are. If you don't mind switching to creative mode before you start the mission, no mission is dangerous at all. Aggressive sentinel planets will not appear. Aggressive fauna will not appear. Extreme weather might still be there, but it can't hurt you. But also, the missions that require combat will be replaced with non-combat missions. Here you can see kill 63 monstrosities and hunt dangerous pirates. And when I switch to creative, they become unearth ancient bones and collect activated indium. Simple, no? But if you start a mission, you can't change the difficulty in the middle. So if you're not in creative and are a bit afraid, stay away from the missions that are obviously going to require combat, or do the missions in multiplayer with a friend. If you want to see how to do specific missions, you can check out my playlist on Nexus missions, link in the description. By the way, missions rotate every 10 minutes or so. So if you don't find a mission you like, you can always wait. The roster of different missions include constructing an outpost or constructing an underwater outpost. This should be safe, except if the construction is on a planet with aggressive sentinels or with extreme weather, but we know how to handle that, right? If you're not in creative, make sure you have some 100 chromatic metal, a few hundred units of sodium, carbon, oxygen, ferret dust, and pure ferret. If this is an underwater outpost construction, try to obtain a few living pearls and 6 to 10 crystal sulfide. There are missions to survey a planet. I have a specific video about this one on your screen. This one is much faster in a group, but no big deal to do solo. Just a hint, prefer to do things in the order the game requests them. There are missions to collect resources. These are notoriously buggy. Sometimes the amount shown is like here, 908 activated indium. And then when you come to deliver the materials, it says upload 750 activated indium. Sometimes you could start a mission for activated indium and it becomes collect emerald. Another collection mission is a mission to collect ancient bones. These are not the same as collecting fossils, which have vigilant stones near them, and even if you are collecting skeleton parts, as long as you're not touching the vigilant stones scattered near them, you'll be fine. There are missions to feed animals. These can be tricky on some planets, so if you're finding it hard to find fauna to feed, try flying to another part of the planet, and if that doesn't work, try another mission. Like I said, they change every 10 minutes. Other types of missions include exterminating hazardous flora or raiding a sentinel pillar or sentinel depot. There's also a stranded lifeform mission. I have a specific video on this on your screen. Lastly, if you see this purple question mark, this means there's an encrypted mission, which won't tell you what it is until you actually initialize the mission itself. Supposedly the rewards are significant, but that's debatable. You can always quit the mission before starting it. If you found this useful, hit like and consider subscribing. Come to the Discord server. You can find other players to do missions with. GoodGuysFree here, and I'll see you again soon.